For more than 4 months, our 11 Investigates team has followed the Lisa Titkemeier case. The Toledo woman faked a cancer diagnosis to raise more than $25,000 more from the community. This morning, she was sentenced to 3 years of probation, but 6 months of that will be in jail at CCNO. In addition, she'll have to perform 200 hours of community service. She was ordered to turn herself in tomorrow at noon. Now we have all 3 members of the 11 Investigates team here with us now. Kaylee Marintet, Brian Duggar, and Melissa Andrews. Brian, let's start with you. A lot of people were like, whoa, 6 months in jail? Did Lisa think she was going to get off without having to send any time at all?
I mean, I think she did. I mean, when the judge actually said that, she started saying, 3 years of community control, but you're going to spend the first 6 months of it in CCNO. And, Lisa kind of gasped at that point, and she looked, visibly upset. And, it was a 4th-degree felony with no prior criminal record. So the recommendation actually was probation. So the fact that she got jail time, I think part of that was because the judge did not believe she was remorseful. She did a lot of damage to the community, trust. And so it was unusual, and I think a lot of people were surprised.
Well, yeah, Mel, I mean, it's a slap in the face for society that we have fundraisers to help people. And here's some person, Lisa Titkemeier, who was raising money for charity, making you feel good about giving the money, then you find out it was all for her pocket.
Well, really, Dan, what she did was she used her young son to come forward and hold these lemonade and hot cocoa fundraisers for fallen police officers. I mean, a little boy raising money for fallen police officers and their family, what endears you more to the community than that? And so I think the judge was very harsh on her in terms of her being a mother, saying you are the one who put your family and your child out in the public for what ended up being your own gain. So she used that trust she gained in those fundraisers to scam everyone.
Kaylee, how did we stumble across this story in the first place? What was the first domino to fall?
Yeah, that's actually the question I feel like we get the most with the story is how do you even unveil somebody for faking cancer? How do you bring that into light? So we had gotten a tip about it and that charges could be pressed. And so we actually knew about the story and we sat on the story for, I would say, a few weeks to almost a month. And we were like, we need some proof. We need some proof. We know what's going on. So we ended up going to the courthouse and we got a hold of the search warrant that BCI agents did to her home for her and her husband. And that's how we said, okay, we have proof here. We have the search warrant that confirms that she lied to BCI agents back in November. So that's when we got the story. I think it was the first week of March. We ran with it.
Great teamwork in getting this story done. But now, is this the end of the story or will something else come out?
Well, I did think this was going to be the end of the story, but what actually came out, Prosecutor Mike Lizelle in court mentioned the fact that there may be, or that this is an ongoing investigation. And he also told me that later that they are investigating one of the, I believe the stalker fundraiser, that there is a possibility that some of the money was taken and diverted elsewhere, so to speak. But, but we also do believe that Lisa is probably being investigated for that also.
And that's one of the questions that Cosette Stalker, the mother of Brandon Stalker, one of the fallen police officers, said to me when we were investigating all this is, how do we know that this money actually came to us that she was raising for our families?
Well, a lot more to go on this, I guess.
Definitely.
You'll stay on top of it. Y'all do such great work.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kaylee, Brian, and Mel. Amanda?